When it comes to holiday gifting, I want to give things that people really love, beautiful, timeless pieces that they're going to wear for years. And that's why I'm going with Quince. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats, everything is premium quality at a price that actually makes sense. Quince has something for everyone. Soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50 that honestly look and feel like designer pieces. Silk tops and skirts for dressing up, perfectly cut denim for everyday wear, and outerwear that actually keeps you warm. Every piece is made with premium materials from ethical, trusted factories, and honestly priced far below what other luxury brands charge. The craftsmanship shows in every detail. The stitching, the fit, the drape. It's elevated, timeless, and made to wear on repeat. The cashmere feels incredibly soft, structured, and it doesn't pill. It's the kind of quality that I'd normally expect from a $200 sweater, and honestly, it's $50. It's an absolute must-have. And there are so many options that I can totally see myself giving my group of friends, including the Italian woven tote bag. I'm telling you, the Quince staples, they're an absolute must-have. Find gifts so good that you're going to want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/Kate Casey for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Kate Casey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Kate Casey.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. And I've got a great episode for you because today we're going to dive straight into the glitter-lined wormhole that is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills premiere. And I will be joined by Brian Moylan, which means two things. One, we're going to pretend to be armchair psychologists. And two, we're going to laugh the entire time that we do it. And we will begin with Sutton headquarters, the only place in America where the dress code is couture outfit only sold in one boutique that is only open on Tuesdays for an hour and a half. Because poor Avi, her assistant, he's no longer with us. And with this, I mean he's no longer appearing on the show. Who would have known that he would become the emotional support animal for entire Bravo fandom? One moment he was calmly arranging belts and flower vases, and the next he was caught in the crossfire of Sutton's existential spiral. We know that he has seen things, he's been through things, and maybe at this point he may need his own confessional chair and a therapist who specializes in Bravo PTSD. And of course, there's the mystery there already, which is Christian, Sutton's ex. He wants an annulment. And Brian and I will be unpacking with the seriousness of two people who have absolutely no legal training, but all the confidence of investigative reporters, why that annulment is supposed to happen. Does he want a do-over, a reset button, a magic eraser for his marriage? Did she accidentally break one of those old money rules like using the wrong fork or having emotions? What happened? And then we are going to enter into what I lovingly call the golden era of womanhood, post-divorce chaos, where you can roast your ex-husband with your kids like a family-friendly campfire while simultaneously trying to gather intelligence about his new relationship without looking like you care. It's a very delicate ballet, a pirouette of pettiness. And honestly, I salute every single woman who has ever navigated it. And then we have Rachel Zoe. She has returned. The woman who once ruled Hollywood stylists with an iron fist is back in the Bravo orbit. And seeing her feels like we're opening a time capsule from 2010, filled with oversized sunglasses, fur vests, and the phrase, "I die." She floats in with her signature ethereal energy, and she's ready to crack herself open about the end of her marriage to Roger. And speaking of women that we salute, Jennifer Tilly, will we see her again this season? All of this and more with this premiere episode recap with none other than Brian Moylan. So let's get into it. Brian Moylan, I'm finding you in London, but you look a little bit tan. Have you been to a tanning bed?
Not that I'm aware of. I was in Los Angeles for a month and swimming outdoors, so maybe that's why I'm looking a little tan. I don't know.
It's still there, the golden tan.
I mean, you should see the back of me that the pool gets. I mean, my little Speedo tan lines looking slutty in the locker room. Hey.
When you go swimming, are you bouncing about on like a swan floaty?
No, I'm like swimming back and forth in the pool, back and forth, back and forth, back and
Okay,
forth.
like you're like a lapper.
I'm like a lapper.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the end, so there's a great time. There's a pool in West Hollywood where I go swimming, and they have like the gay swim team goes from 7 to 8:30. So I'll go from 8 to 9. So then I take a break in the middle and rest at the end of the lane while all the boys like get out of the pool and watch the changing room.
What is the gay swim team? What is that?
There's gay swim teams everywhere. I swim with the one here in London, but we only swim for an hour. The ones in West Hollywood, they're legit. They're like crazy. They swim for 90 minutes. And yeah, they meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Are there meets where they are competing against each other? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And there's like gay meets, and then there's like regular, like masters, they call them. So they're like swim meets for old people. And and it breaks down by like age and gender and, whatever.
God bless. That sounds fun. They must be rowdy meets. Do they play like Pink Pony Club and we've got like Speedos on? What's happening?
At the end, they always have like an event that's like half artistic swimming, half just like craziness, where like each club puts on kind of like a number.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's really fun. And then when it's like all gay meets, there's an international one like every 2 years. And they had it in London a few years ago. And like, it's just like a party weekend. All the swimmers are hooking up and like.
Why is this not a reality show?
I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
That 100% should be.
That's
and like the artistic swimming and the water polo and whatever, it's like co-ed and there's like lesbians and gay guys and, yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole thing.
I don't think I've ever talked about this story, but I feel like this is the time to bring it. Gay swim team reminds me of gay men's choir.
Yes.
I have a relative, and he participated in a specific city's men's choir for many years.
Okay.
Now, one would think if you were part of a gay choir, you're gay, right? And I believe he was for many years. So you can imagine my surprise when my mom said that relative was marrying a woman.
Okay.
And I went, oh, okay. And this was like way before lavender marriages, like way before.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting they're in a lavender marriage. It was just like threw me off. And I went, wait a minute, but he was in the gay men's choir for all those years. And she said, no, he's getting married to this person. And then it was like a beat later, she goes, and she's deaf.
Well, I mean, they have so much in common.
Well, maybe that's the reason she didn't know that he was. If you found out he was in the gay choir, wouldn't you be like, or should we be getting married?
Yeah. I mean, I will say there are a bunch of straight girls that I know that swim at the gay swim team, either because they have like women's only swims and they enjoy that, or they like hanging out with the gay guys and, aren't going to feel harassed by men in the pool, whatever. But like, I have never, to my knowledge, experienced a straight man who swims with the gay swim team. Like that seems a little...
Well, it seems off. Or if you bring someone home for a holiday get together and you say, this is my partner, and they ask, well, what activities do you like to do? Well, I'm in the gay swim team. People would kind of like tilt their head left or right and go, I'm sorry, what?
Why are you dating my daughter?
My mom, didn't even, took a beat. And then she goes, well, she's deaf. And I'm like, what?
I mean, that is a kicker. Oh my God, let me tell you.
By the way, this relative's still married. I guess they're happy. I don't know. I just was like, what? Because when I tell you, it was like the Will and Grace episode with Matt Damon and Sean Hayes, where it's like, tell them that you care. Like, it was like over the top gay choir.
Right.
And now he's married to a deaf woman. Yes.
I'm thinking like, oh, maybe there just wasn't a good choir in the town. And it was like, oh, the gay choir is the best choir and I'm comfortable and I don't care. But when you're in the gay choir, you're doing like a cappella versions of Pink Pony Club. You know what I mean? It's not like... Yeah. And
if Cher were to walk into the room, everyone would have a gay gasp and flip out. Yes.
Yeah. It's not like you're singing I don't know, handle or whatever, and you're
Exactly.
just with a bunch of gays. Yeah. So, right. It doesn't even if that's the only singing you could do, it doesn't feel like a culture fit, as they would say in Silicon Valley. Yeah. No, strange.
Very odd. Anyway, that brings us to Beverly Hills. Talk about odd. Okay. The beginning is different, and this is what I believe. I think that they may have poached somebody from Real Housewives of Miami because Miami is so pretty, and the way the colors pop on screen and the transition scenes, I think that they must have lured somebody from that team to come over, and that's stylistically why it looks different in the beginning.
That makes sense to me. Or just like, I do feel like though all the shows are made by different production companies, they're always influencing each other, and they're watching it and being like, oh, Miami looks better. Like, why don't we do it like Miami? Or why don't we do it like this? And I remember when I was doing research for my book, when Real Housewives of New Jersey came out, Real Housewives of Orange County watched it and were like, oh, we need to speed everything up. Like, we need to be faster, like New Jersey. And so I do think that there is a knock-on effect of them helping each other along. But I will say, Bravo recently has been doing a really good job at making all the shows, like they all seem like Bravo shows, but the new Vanderpump Rules has a very distinct feel to it. Next Gen NYC has a very distinct feel to it. And so I think they're doing a very good job of differentiating them while also it's like being pulled from the same pool. You know what I mean? Like giving them all different flavors.
You will see too on Miami, the colors pop more. They do a better job of mixing. So like the yellow will pop in a Miami in the background. I think they spend a lot of time making sure that those colors pop, which is a very simple thing, but makes, I think, a big difference.
But, and I do think that some of the shows, I'm thinking of Potomac in particular, there's something like cheap looking about them. I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the production is looking a little like when you look at Beverly Hills, Miami, it's very glossy, very slick, very high end in a way that some of the other shows aren't. And I feel like that's being led almost a little bit by the Selling Sunsets, where
absolutely. Yep.
You know, there's like a different kind of sheen to them. Yeah. And I like it, especially for Beverly Hills, which you want it rich, you want it expensive, you want it, you know, lifestyle. Because let's be honest, the women are giving us lifestyle more than they're giving us drama or anything else.
True words have never been spoken. Wait, they did give me a minute. I was like, if they did this back in the day of OC in the beginning season, I mean, what would they have done? It'd be like Vicky leaving like a CV or Staples with bags.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in her sky top and jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you have Dorit in like full couture in empty Hermes bags that she bought with someone else's money, you know?
She strikes me as somebody who may spend all the money she makes.
100%.
Yeah, like every room of their house is filled with stuff, but there's 3 cents in the bank account. Like she can't help herself.
Yes. And right. And she wants to look that rich. She wants to maintain the illusion. And I think that is what, you know, PK was like, it takes so much to keep this running. You know, I'm trying to make enough money so you can afford your lifestyle. That seems to be part of what has made them
fall
apart.
You set the rules for the relationship in the beginning.
Absolutely
and you
correct.
said, we're going to live this high life. It's hard to reel that back in once you start doing that.
No, absolutely. But I do think that maybe you should look at Wendy and Eddie, you know, at some point it's like, we cannot afford this. And also we need to retire. And also they should all know the show is not going to live forever.
No, it is not. But I think once they get that paycheck and all these opportunities roll in, there's something with their brain chemistry where they think, well, I'm a big time Broadway star now. I'm in the city of lights.
Yes.
And there's no way we can turn the faucet off now because it's a flowing, but it's going to come to an end.
No, absolutely. And I do think that for people like Candy Burris, where you attain a big enough social media following and a big enough fan base independent of the show, like a Paige DeSorbo, that yes, there is one day where you can leave the show and you don't need it anymore, but those are few and far between.
Yeah, you have to have a really good agent that says you got to know when to fold them, or you need like a Brian or Kate to go, I think it's time that you walk away, because you want to walk out on top. You don't want to stay too long and circle the drain because you look bad.
Yes. Well, or you end up eventually pissing all your fans off, or, getting tired, your shtick gets stale, then no one, wants to do anything with you anymore. Yeah. So, but I also get that it's hard to leave,
Oh, I think it's very hard for them to leave. And then the attention that they get, every time they open their Instagram and they have 85 DMs, it makes them feel special.
Yeah.
They can't walk away.
Absolutely.
It's a drug.
Yeah. And girl, I get it. I get it. I was watching the most recent episode of Southern Charm, and it shows Shep's new house and Madison's new house, and they each have like $4 million houses, these, by the beach with a pool, whatever. And I wrote in my recap, like, do I need to go on a reality show? Do I want a house like this? Like, put me in, coach. Like, if this is what it means, like, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for me to start being bitchy in front of the camera instead of behind the camera.
Well, I have to give my credit to Madison, because I think she's been quite good the last couple of years of building up, the Amazon business, all of the ancillary businesses. But that was an example of somebody who had a job, who was really savvy about business and growth. And I think she has really multiplied her business opportunities because she had already had that business acumen, which I think a lot of people lack.
Well, and no, I think it's great. It's like you own a salon, like you run a small business, like you know what it takes, like you need to, what the costs are going to be, what the income's going to be. And you just have to apply that to this, where I think a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm just going to do what I want and cash the checks and, blah, blah, blah. And it's not like that. And so I have a story coming out in a couple of months about Bravo businesses. Yes. And what I learned from it is the people who businesses are successful are people who are good at business, or people who understand business. Yes. And it's not just enough to be famous and good on a reality show. You need to be famous and good on a reality show and understand business and work hard and do all that.
Yeah. It's not enough to just go, I have a 3-wick candle and then put zero effort into it. You have to hustle, but you also have to align yourself with people who are really savvy.
Yes. And not be taken in by hucksters, and not be so cheap that you don't invest in your business. Like, look at She by Sheree. She has a great brand and no product. Right. Because she was always too cheap to like develop a real product. Yep. And
also probably with like price points, she probably went out of the gate with like an absurd price point, which you can't do unless you take the time to build up the business.
No, or have a really quality good. Like, I have a pair of She by Sheree socks, which I love. She by Sheree, but they were $40.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's like stupid.
Like, that's dumb. Like I'm not saying that there are $40 socks that aren't worth it. I'm just saying these $40 socks are not worth it. Yeah.
One of the other opening scenes is Bose with like a full photo shoot. And I know that the purpose is to just show like this is the most glamorous of all the franchises.
Yeah.
But in some ways it made me laugh, because it's like this is the time in which we live, because every influencer, I feel like, lives that similar life. Like, you could go to an influencer's house and there would be a photo shoot.
Yes. Right. Every day is a photo shoot.
Exactly. Yeah. Batching content. Yep.
I was at Oxford University this weekend, and
no big deal.
No big deal. Just like walking around. I wasn't attending anything, but we were in Oxford. My sister-in-law wanted to go and do like a Harry Potter tour kind of thing. Cool. So we went by one of the libraries that was on Harry Potter. And there's some girl like on the fence outside, like holding the fence with one foot in the air and her head back, like fucking Mary Tyler Moore. And it's like, it's like every day is a photo shoot. Like everywhere you go is set. Like, it's girl, just take a normal picture. Just take a picture of the library and like keep it pushing. But no, she's there. The boyfriend's making content. You know, it's a whole fucking thing.
By the way, have you guys ever watched Oxford Blues starring Rob Lowe?
100%.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I mean, not since a teen. There are these
Go back and
movies
watch
I call HBO movies because as an indoor kid, I would just watch HBO all the time.
Me too.
So, right. And so Oxford Blues was on all the time. So I've seen it like fucking 50 times.
Such a good movie. And by the way, with the new Netflix Warner Brothers, platform, you're going to be able to watch Oxford Blues all the time.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Rob Lowe,
peak hotness.
Peak.
Oh my God. Yeah. Formative experience.
Oh, you know who was the villain in that movie? Julian Sands, the guy that went on the hike and then he died.
Yes. Oh my God.
He was so good at such a good villain.
Such a good villain. Who was the girl? Was it like
Amanda Paines or something? She's gorgeous, very glamorous.
Yeah.
But clearly she was playing that role as a college student, but she was like 36 years old. If you look back in time, it's so stupid.
I mean, Rob Lowe had to be like 50 when he made that. No, not really.
Again,
he was probably
hotness.
like peak hotness, but like 20 some odd, at least late 20s at the earliest. But know what? I'm fine with that because when I watch especially now, when I watch a movie about a guy in college, I want him to be hot and I want to be able to like lust after him and not feel gross about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like I don't. Yep. Yeah. Like everybody's mad about Benito Skinner being old, and I'm like, no, this is great because I want to fuck him, and so
I feel bad about it. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So great, make them all old.
Yeah. Rob Lowe, and also his brother was equally hot, Chad Lowe. But Rob and Chad.
I remember Chad existing, but I don't remember being in anything. I remember
he was in like sitcoms.
I remember Patrick Swayze's brother, who was not cute at all.
Oh, he was not cute.
No.
By the way, I have cousins, the Swayzes. My uncle was Richard Swayze, so I have two cousins, Swayze. One who's actually an art director for movies. And they used to lie, and then I would allow them to let me in on the lie that they were related to Patrick Swayze.
I had two friends in college, and one was Korean and one was white, but their last name was both Lee, and they would tell everybody that they were sisters. They'd call themselves the Lee sisters.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah, and I was like, great, I will go along with this lie. I'd be like, yeah, they're sisters. What are you talking about?
Not?
Of course, look at them. They look alike.
Identical. I used to lie and say I had a twin named Tate. Kate and Tate.
I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
I love that Tia on Real Housewives of Potomac said that she used to lie and tell people she was half Cuban because it sounded exotic and she went to an all-white boarding school.
I like that too.
Yeah. It's like, I'm in. Let's build the lore.
She's really funny, by the way. I really like her.
I was behind on Potomac last night. I had some jet lag and I watched like the last 4 episodes. And it's really grown on me. And I really like her a lot. However, Angel, I have not seen a flop of a housewife like Angel since Peggy Salahian.
Oh, yes.
Since, oh my God, Diana
Quinn.
Jenkins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She's like up there with all-time worst.
Yeah.
The husband, hot as shit. However.
Very hot. Very hot.
Very hot.
I think they probably the casting people were like, okay, let's bring them in because he's great eye candy. That brings me to an interesting element because on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Sutton and the Avi of it all, Avi now being like the house manager, friend, assistant, whatever. He's like all those roles in one. I bet you that when they were going through casting, he was around and he was a big part of her getting the job, which is why she probably kept him around a lot because he had so many funny one-liners and added the element of like a rich woman who needs somebody to organize her life.
Yes.
And I think the problem she ran into was that he wanted to be a bigger part of the show and felt ownership over her having not just been cast for the show, but a lot of the memes, all of that stuff.
Yes.
And then I think that there comes a time where the talent, and we saw that with Lisa Vanderpump the first season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Cedric, where they have this weird dynamic and they have to let that person go. But the problem is that person knows way too much.
Yes.
And they're bitter because they're like, if you were just the person that you are, that I know, you would have never been cast on the show if it were not for me.
Yes. And I think that you're right in that I know casting looks at the full package. Like if you have a hot husband, a crazy mom, a great assistant,
a bratty kid. Yep.
Yes. That just adds to the likelihood of your getting cast. But what's weird about the Avi situation is it seems to me like either Avi did something really shady and Sutton is being mentioned covering for him, or Sutton did something really shady and is not talking about it. And Avi got a big fat check and an NDA. And,
okay,
it's like one of those two situations because just, we grew apart. He wasn't good at communicating. All of that seems like, if there wasn't, I believe her that there might not have been an inciting incident, but there was definitely a straw that broke the camel's back, if that is the case, right?
I agree.
And it was, right. So someone's covering for somebody. Yeah. Or else we would have gotten the full story. And I feel like you're right. If Avi did want that fame and that attention and felt deserving of it, he'd be up in TMZ saying she fired me because she did XYZ.
That's true. I mean, I don't think he's been on any podcasts or anything, has he?
No, I haven't seen anything. And that's what makes me think that either he fucked up or she fucked up and paid him off.
Well, the NDA, wouldn't she have an NDA?
Yeah, she probably had an NDA to start with, right? She
already has like 8 lawyers, I'm sure, to deal with all of her life, which includes probably investment, real estate trusts, all of that.
I'm going to start having people sign NDAs.
Okay.
Just for fun. Just like, okay, you want to come over for drinks?
You sign this? Remember when Lala made them all sign NDAs when she started dating Randall?
Yes. Oh my God.
And they went along with it, those bozos. Like, I'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah. I'd be like, you're dumb.
Yeah. I'm not signing this. But they want to go on the private jet, which now the private jet that we know of was probably like a clinker.
Yes. Or like paid
like
for with somebody else's money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Dorit's Hermes bags. Like, sister, who are you fooling?
I think the problem too with, we are all over the place, but with Lala, I don't think the audience can ever forgive that the first season she shamed women. Like, you are not invited on private jets because your tits don't look great. And I just think people in middle America are like, I went to college, I have a job, I show up every Monday, I pay my taxes, I have a nice group of friends, I go to church on Sunday. I'm not a piece of shit person because I don't fly on a private jet, and I certainly don't think I'm not invited on private jets because I don't have a nice pair of tits.
I think that you're right about the thing about Lala is I'm all for our reality stars learning and changing and evolving and growing. And she's like, oh, I never should have done that. And it's like the ideas changed, but the attitude didn't. It's like the jerkishness about the way she approaches things is still the same. So now, even though she's in the right, she's still behaving like she behaved back then.
Yeah.
And I think it turns people off. Who I will say I'm impressed by is that Monique Samuels.
Oh, yeah.
She has turned it around, seemingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am...
How could you not, looking back at yourself? I mean, that's jarring for everybody just to see the younger version of yourself who is like in spins because now they're maybe more famous than their husband and they don't know how to handle it.
And I will say we've seen a lot of comebacks recently. I'm thinking Alexis Bellino. I'm thinking Gretchen Rossi. And I think the mistake both of them made was relying on the past, digging up old shit, trying to settle old scores. Monique showed up. She showed she's changed. She'll talk about it, but she's not obsessed with it. She wants to move past it and she wants to build relationships with the new women in like a new space. And I think that she is handling the comeback perfectly, the way everybody else should, and the way that both Gretchen and Alexis fumbled it.
Yeah. When we go back to Sutton for a minute, she talks about how
we are all over the place.
But I feel like the good people listening are like, we're all for it. They're just, they're going about their day and they're like, yeah, you're right.
They know everything we're talking about. Hello,
they know
people.
this
is why we love you.
Board. Yeah, they're on the train. They're like, let's get a drink. We're fine. We got snacks.
Yeah.
The fact that Christian, her ex, wants to get the marriage annulled.
I was going to ask you about this because as a good Catholic girl, is this even possible?
Well, in fairness, I'm Episcopalian, but I did go to a Catholic college. No, but it's fine because it's basically the same thing. So you can do that. First of all, if you have an enormous amount of money, lots of people I think do this. There are a couple of reasons you would want to do this. One, you want to get married in the Catholic Church.
Yes.
So I need somebody who's a super sleuth to tell me. And I presume, since he works for PIMCO, which is headquartered here where I live, I could find somebody maybe within the next 2 hours that will give me information. Although he seems to be very private, so who knows? And I think he lives in Los Angeles, so that might make it harder. But he either wants to get married in the Catholic Church, or he is bothered by the fact that he technically can have the sacrament, as my father would tell me. Kate, you're an Episcopalian.
Or be buried in a Catholic cemetery.
You can't come up and have like the bread and the wine. You got to stand in the back of the church, the whole thing. So if you're, somebody who's a practicing Catholic, that might be important to you. And having the annulment would allow you to have the sacrament again. Or he wants to be in good standing with the Catholic Church because he does philanthropic stuff with the Catholic Church or Catholic charities.
Yes. Or a Catholic university of some sort.
And it may prevent him from having like a board seat or a donation or something because of it being perceived not in good standing with the Catholic Church. That would probably be third on the rung, I would say. The fourth thing would be, I want to torture my ex-wife and make it a point to everybody that the circumstances in which we got married into, for example, I thought she was this kind of person, but then it turns out she's this kind of person, that basically it was fraud.
And that's what, from my understanding and to your point about Catholics in good standing, I am technically a Catholic in good standing, even though I am married to a man. So, I mean, I think
can you go to
like
service?
Wiggle room?
Not that, that you have to wear a banner or a stamp or something. It's all about just like respecting. Like I said to my dad once, well, can't I just go up and get the sacrament? And he was like, no, you're disrespecting. I'm like, okay, I get it. So,
and I do feel like if you're in a smaller congregation and everyone knows you're divorced and then you get in line to get the sacrament from your priest and he knows you're divorced, like he might have a problem with it. But if I were to just get in line at St. Paul's, whatever, St. Peter's, no, who the fuck knows what's up with me? But but from what I understood was that, it's like if the marriage was fraud, if it was never consummated, which obviously they have 3 kids, or if there was some kind of like mental illness or like coercion, like there needed to be extending circumstances for it to be annulled, because that's different than a divorce because you can't get divorced. But if there was some issue with the marriage, but it seems like his issue is one of those things, or he's a dick. And the way he's getting through this is by giving them a bunch of fucking money. And and it all seems like gross though, because even if you do want to get in good standing, like, won't all the people on the board still know that you're divorced, especially because your wife is a reality star and is like out there Googling, and I thought that was
I would say that
fucking terrible.
If he were competing in the Petty Olympics, and sometimes I enjoy the Petty Olympics, sometimes 100%. I participate in the Petty Olympics, but I think that's probably like at least a gold or silver.
Oh, it's gold for sure. That is some petty fucking bullshit. And but it's also a pettiness I do not respect, strangely.
Yeah. Right.
Because it seems so like beyond the scope of things, like too far to reach to achieve one's pettiness. But also I feel like, girl, if I was getting $300,000 a month, I'd get over that pettiness real quick.
I think a lot of people that are listening would agree with you. I do think what really happens in their real life is that he is a big deal in finance and he goes to places in the world and he says, "Hi, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Strack." And they will say, "Oh, are you Sutton's ex-husband? We love her on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills." And that is a mental torture chamber. So I want Sutton to know this. You are already torturing him. You think he's torturing you. You have the ace card because for the rest of his life, he will be tortured that the wife that he made to feel like she was just a stay-at-home mom is forever attached to him. And that will go on way beyond if he marries another woman. It's still going to be there and it's driving him insane and will continue to do so. So you won, my friend. You're fine.
The obituary will say he is survived by his ex-wife, Sutton Strack, who is on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And so, right, you're correct.
Yes.
You've won. Good job.
Unseen. We're fine.
Yeah. Just
clink glasses with the vodka and the grape juice. You got it, girl. And you have a lot of money to boot. So you won. I will say, I was hoping this was going to be a Sutton takedown season. It does not look like it's shaping up that way. You don't think? No, I think she's gonna bow her head and let Erica, Dorit, and Kyle fight it out. And I think the new girl is going to come in. They're going to hate her. And she's going to get all the attention, and it's going to be fine. But by the way, for people that are asking themselves, because all of these cast members are like, we don't know why Garcelle left. Like, it's news to us. Like, we don't get it. All you have to do is go back in time and watch the episode where Sutton brings Garcelle and Kyle to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And you watch her moments with her own mother, and you understand very clearly the house in which she grew up, the culture in which she grew up, and then the way in which Garcelle was so invested in her mother and understanding her and listening. And the way at the reunion that was completely dismissed is all you need to know about why Garcelle left the show. And that's what is fascinating to me about the last reunion was you saw on Garcelle's face her realizing in real time, none of these women care about me. Yeah. None of these women have my back. And this is all like transactional to them. And then she was, and I think she got to that place we were talking about, like Candy and Paige, where she was like, I don't need this. I don't need you. And she doesn't. No. She's going to be even more successful now than she was before she joined the show. And she is, again, one of those cast members who had great business acumen, super savvy, and she's going to have a great career moving onward. And could come back whenever she wanted. I feel like she could call Andy and be like, I'm in. And he'd be like, great. Yeah. Filming starts Friday. I'll tell you what the problem with her leaving, though, is I'm concerned there's no voice of reason. She would check everyone and point things out. And I'm worried they don't have anyone like that anymore. I agree with you. I will say Bose seems to very quickly have taken up the mantle of making these women talk about things they don't want to talk about. And I think that was Garcelle's purpose, was asking the questions that they don't want to answer, like going a little bit over the line, pushing everybody a little bit further. And I think that Bose seems to be in that place. And I think that's a great place for her and something the show needs. And so I'm glad that that's still there. But you're right. There's no one else reasonable. Okay, and if Rachel Zoe, I don't think is going to be that person. And the new girl doesn't seem to be that person. So... But the optics don't look good that you had two Black women that were tasked with bringing these white women to a place where they have to acknowledge the bonkers shit that happens in their life. It's not good for optics. 100%. But also I do think that you're right. But I feel like we started doing a really good job integrating Beverly Hills, and by losing Crystal, losing Garcelle, we've taken a little bit of a step backwards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting what this new cast member brings because she has a job. She's like a modern influencer. And
Yeah.
how will that work out in a city and a culture in which it's like old Hollywood money trumps everything? Even if you have
Yes.
new Hollywood money, that's important because their power is always important. But
Yes.
the age in which the women on this show are and the way they move about in social circles, like someone like Kathy, there's reverence for her because of the family name
Yes.
and the old money. But this is someone who's younger and self-made. And I think that that's going to be an interesting like class issue there. I mean,
Well,
knowing zero about this woman's backstory thus far, but the fact that they show clips and she's like, I'm not relying on anybody. I think that's going to be a fascinating discussion for this series.
Well, I think there's also like hierarchies of fame in Hollywood, right? It's like movie stars were above TV stars.
Mhm.
And then once that kind of got flattened, scripted stars were bigger than reality stars.
Yeah.
And then that sort of gotten flattened. And now it's like reality stars are still above influencers. And
Yeah.
so there's still that gap where they're like, we have a more legitimate version of fame than you do.
Correct.
And yeah, and I'll be curious, especially because Kyle comes from that. Well, I used to be in movies and on TV and whatever,
Yep.
and now I do this. Whereas, what are you? You're just some girl with an Instagram account.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting.
But you know
to
what?
see.
Also, despite that, the people still put the reality stars over the influencers. The influencers, in some cases, many cases, have a bigger audience than a reality star does.
Absolutely, and are probably earning more money and
way more money.
And their fan base is probably a lot younger
True.
than the average Bravo viewer.
Yeah.
So, Alex Earl might be an influencer, but she's bigger than all these ladies.
Without question. It's such an
Yeah.
interesting, that's the kind of stuff I live for. Like just watching them kind of pick away at each other and the conversations that it brings on. But that is certainly a franchise where it's all about class.
Absolutely. And I think Rachel Zoe fits so well into that class and into what they're giving us. I'm very excited about her being back. And I think that already she seems, and I don't know if this is because she had a show or whatever, but she seems like part of the group. She seems like part of the firmament of the show in a great way. Like she's already been there. And that's, I think, great casting.
I love the scene with Kathy Hilton where Kathy's going to go on a trip. So she's put together this rack of all of the same color clothes just to have Rachel come in and look at them and say, yeah, this looks good. Like as if Kathy just whipped stuff out of her closet. There were 5 people tasked with like bringing that down.
Yes.
And then Rachel's got 3 assistants with her. And then you have the production team, all just one rack of white clothes.
Yeah. And it's like they both just did their approvals. Rachel was like, that looks good. And Kathy was like, okay, I agree. And meanwhile, there was like 20 people who did hours and hours of work for the two of them to just like initial. Could have been an email. This meeting could have been an email. Thanks.
Could have like wrapped that up. I remember watching Rachel Zoe's show back years ago, and she was always about having a white moment. And again, the white rack of clothes, her whole house is white. God bless. I love a white house. And
it's the Pantone color of the year.
There you go. The moment with her son. Okay, this reminds me a little bit of the Kyle discussion with her daughters in the kitchen.
Yeah.
This is one of my most favorite chapters of family lives, especially when you have people with older kids and money. The favorite chapter for me is when they've let go of the person that they're going through the divorce or they've had the divorce from. They no longer are pining for them. They're living in just bitterness where they either talk shit about that partner to their kids or they try to get information. So they live in different spaces right now where Kyle's just openly making fun of Mauricio with the daughter. She's no longer crying about him, which I'm grateful for. But she's like, yeah, let's talk shit about your dad. Where Rachel is trying to get information from the son. Like,
yes.
And so tell me about, like she's trying to find information about the dad's girlfriend and letting us all know this hoe has been around for quite some time. I enjoyed that way more than the husband and the wife in the kitchen with the little kids and seeing how they like get the kids off to activities.
Yes.
This is my favorite phase, the talking shit and try to find information out about the new person in their life.
No, absolutely. And I think that the way Rachel is doing it is so like indicative of like where Dorit's like, oh, I never say anything terrible about PK in front of the kids. But meanwhile, she's like, what did you do? Who was around? How does he know her? Right. And it's like, oh, I'm just asking about what they're doing. It's like, no, bitch, you are trying to get your kid to gossip.
Yes.
And
it's my favorite.
Like, yeah, love it. But oh my God, some of the commenters, some of the Vulture commenters, I love you all. I love my readers, whatever, but you're all a little crazy. Some of them were like, Kyle getting her daughters to talk shit about their father is child abuse. And like, she's turning them against him, whatever. And I was like,
that's not parental alienation. They're all adults.
Hello. Everyone at that table, except for Portia, who's 17, is over 18. They're adults.
Or high school. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they see this. They are very capable of forming their own decisions. And they are also very capable of deciding whether or not they want to be in that scene to film. And, Farrah could be like, I'm not doing it this year. And what's Kyle going to do? Yeah. So, they're fine.
They're fine.
Rachel and the 8-year-old, 10-year-old? I mean, that's a little
I think he's like 10 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, generally harmless, I guess.
Well, the other thing that's my favorite is it's a two-parter. Are kids in New York and LA, they are infinitely much older. I suspect it's like this in London too. They act so much older than the kids in the rest of the country. Like Portia is so much savvier in ways than somebody who's growing up in like the suburbs of like Portland or something, right? And I'm fascinated by that. I get the biggest kick out of them.
Compared to the Barlow kids.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who are like goobers. And she and Jack are the same age?
Probably, the same age or right about.
Yeah. And she's Gossip Girl and Jack is a goober.
Like Portia could run circles around my junior in high school, 100%. Like she knows business deals. She has been privy to like actors' fake relationships. She knows what a Ferrari costs. Like, and I bet you Rachel Zoe's kids are the same. Like they know what like a Versace like blazer costs, and they also know complex deals because they've been listening to their parents. I find them so funny, and that's why they make those great characters on like a next gen, because they're so much different than other kids in other parts of the country, or if not the world.
So I remember watching Gossip Girl when it was on originally and being like, this is so made up. This is so fake. Nobody lives like that. Not even New York City kids, whatever. And my husband has some New York friends who are very wealthy and they have daughters and, who were in high school at one of those elite private schools.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'd be talking to them and the stories they would tell, like, oh yeah, this kid I go to school with is launching a record label and he's having a party and we're all invited. And I'm like, oh wait, Gossip Girl is real. Like you are living Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I take it all back. Like I'm just a fucking hayseed from Connecticut and thought everyone just got drunk in fields. And,
totally different.
Yeah. No.
My friend Lizzie Grubman, her kids crack me up too because they're so savvy. They're a riot. They walk into the house and what they say is it's just a crack up. We're way too advanced.
Yes, and you look at even the difference between the New York kids of Housewives, like Avery Singer and Gia Giudice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they're like just over the river, but it's a world away.
World of difference. So that's why I love these shows, is each franchise is so specific and nuanced. And I love those kind of things. But I'm so glad that Kyle's out of that chapter where she's still like mulling that, even though she probably was miserable in that marriage, like I don't want to see her move to the next phase. And the next phase is always so funny where you're like ripping on the other one.
What do we think is next for Kyle? It seems like Morgan is out of the picture.
Probably, yeah.
And so when do we think Kyle's going to be ready to start dating? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see on this television program. And I will say, some of the best seasons of Real Housewives of New York were the seasons when everyone was single.
That's true. Yeah.
Except for Bose, everybody is single.
Yeah.
And Kathy Hilton. Yeah.
They should focus.
And so,
like, even to hear Rachel say, yeah, I mean, I was in Aspen. Someone tried to hook me up with Mauricio, because that's a very small insular world. So people who live in Beverly Hills are like, I can only really date somebody in London or Miami or New York because they have to have my lifestyle, air quotes. So that's a real small circle. So they're all going to be dating the same. So you're going to have one of those, situations like in New York where everybody knows, Sonia's ex-boyfriend because you date everybody else. It's the same thing with LA, I bet you.
Well, and I think that's what's great about how, like, Dorinda was friends with everyone before she was on the show. They all dated Harry Dubin. They all dated Tom. It's like the same social circle in LA where all of Rachel Zoe's friends know Maurizio, and all of Kyle's friends know Rachel Zoe, and they're at parties together. And I think that's what makes for great housewives, where
isn't that weird
crossover.
Too? Like,
totally
who's the ding dong that was like, now that would be, why don't you should go out with Mauricio. You guys would have so much in common. It would be like, what? Like, could you see Rachel skiing?
Yeah, no. Also, he's clearly in the midst of a very intense hoe phase.
Yes.
And like, who wants to put their friend
that's what I'm saying.
If it was, you should fuck Mauricio, 100%. She should fucking ride that all night long and never call him again. But like, date him? No
way.
No,
yeah,
he's
hilarious.
Trying to fuck 20-year-old models. He's not messing with Rachel Zoe.
But when you're in a small circle, it's like, oh, that person's single. You're like, they're single, like, but they have like nothing in common with me. What are you talking about? Just the fact that they're single. So that you're right. That would be fun if you could see them all lean into dating.
Yeah. And I think that could be really cool. So I would be into that. Like, remember when they did Real Housewives of New York speed dating? And it was like Carol, Ramona, Bethany. And there was a guy with a red scarf they were all fighting over, whose name was Brian.
Oh, yeah.
I only remember because he has a great name.
It was like a red scarf.
Yeah. And then they like fought over him. Yeah. And it's fertile ground.
Better. I would like to see Kyle and Dorit getting annoyed because they're both going for the same guy.
Absolutely.
That would be fun. That would be great TV.
I can't imagine them going for the same guy, though.
You'd be surprised when I've always said the horniest people are the newly divorced and a woman who's ovulating. That's it. And if free from divorce, you're going to see a lot of sex going down. A lot of it.
Oh, well, the problem with Beverly Hills always, though, is they're way too guarded. It's like Dorit is not going to let you see her sleep around in the way that Luann would or Sonia would. She 100% should.
We did see the moment where she was like smoking a cigarette in the car. I would like to see her smoking a cigarette in a car after she leaves someone's house, after she spent the night. That's her comeback. If she lets people see that, people will love her.
No, absolutely. Yes. I want to see it like pull back. If she's smoking a cigarette in bed and pull back, and then it's like Captain Terry from fucking Below Deck, We met at BravoCon.
I feel like Dorit's going to probably date younger guys. She's going to be like one of those women that has like a 28-year-old boyfriend who like comes in from Dubai and plays soccer or something.
I think Dorit is going to be very conscious of a gentleman's net worth.
Probably.
Oh my God, imagine if Dorit ended up with like Mohammed Hadid, because there's like 7 people in the same friend group. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's going to happen for sure.
I'm here. I'm here for it.
She's going to be at Thanksgiving with the in-laws, and she's talking to Gigi, Bella.
Oh my gosh, I remember you when you were going to prom. Your mother told you to eat 2 almonds.
Yeah. Too good. All right. Anything else stand out from this first premiere episode?
Not really. Other than, where was Gentili?
I know. She's so good on TV. I can't wait to see her. What about that clip that from the season where it looks like she's annoyed with Sutton?
I mean, I feel like I don't think it's a turning point. Like, because you know how even our best friends, like sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm so fucking annoyed.
Yes.
And you just like say like, oh my God, of course, it's always fucking about you. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But you still love that person. I feel like that's what we caught there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like now she hates Sutton and they're going to have a big falling out and what like Dorit and Kyle have. I think it's just kind of like, oh my God, Sutton's driving me crazy in this moment. And it got caught on a hot mic.
Who's going to be the surprise? Who's going to be the surprising close friends after the season?
Ooh,
do you think it'll be like Rachel, Zoe, and Jennifer Tilly?
I mean, I feel like that Jennifer Tilly's going to be too zany for Rachel. I'm curious how Rachel's going to fit in with Dorit, Kyle, and Erica.
Yeah. I also think Rachel is like the quintessential Jewish mom. I think like her life is so much about her kids. I don't know how she can fit in with Erica, whose son is, way out of the house. That's not her life. She's like got a boyfriend that she's having sex with all the time. So their lives, I don't know how much they would intersect.
I feel like Bose and Rachel are going to be
maybe
like great buddies. And I like that because I don't want Dorit to be Bose's only tie to the greater cast.
But truthfully, they probably have way more in common. They're like, we've been like building businesses and the others have been worried about like, photo shoots in their living room.
I cannot believe that Dorit still has not told her children what is going on with her divorce. And she's talking about it on fucking television.
Yeah, I mean, again, they all have such interesting personalities. Like, what is that about her? Where is she just? Is it fear or is it control? Why would you not do that?
I have no
Are you
idea.
Hoping that it may not happen? That you could just, go back to life as it was? Like, it's just like, does that mean she's actually hoping that they work out? I don't know.
I don't think she's hoping that it works out. Maybe she's afraid that he's going to make it terrible.
Or maybe she's afraid that they're going to be mad at her. Like, what do you mean? You and dad should be together. But she said, and I think he has said too, that their son's quite clever. Like he picks up on stuff. I think all kids do.
No, absolutely. And that's why I think it's worse to not tell them. Like, I think it's, I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but I feel like it would be worse to like let those kids stew in those juices rather than like in that uncertainty than saying like, here's what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully she'll share some of that this season. Why?
Yeah. Oh my God, of course. Maybe she'll film it. Maybe she's going to film telling the kids. I don't know that I need that. I don't know that no.
Yeah.
No.
But again, those kids, again, hysterical because by the time they're in high school, they're going to be so savvy.
Oh my God. Yeah. They're going to
be like, he's going to have like a side hustle and it's going to be like, Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like Christian has another like wealthy friend in LA. Her kids went to the same school Portia Umansky goes to.
Nice.
And like, one was a senior in high school with like a t-shirt line.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's like,
sure.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Like, of course. Yeah.
So good. All right. Well, we've said a lot. We bumped around a lot, but I hope that people have enjoyed this fun hour.
I hope so too. Yeah. I mean, this is just like what it's like when we go to dinner. So,
oh my God,
welcome to our world.
Welcome to our world. If there was a theme song for Brian Moylan's life, they make a sitcom about you. Like, what's the theme song?
I used to say that my themes, the song Georgie Girl? Hey there, Georgie Girl. Yeah. That was like my theme song. Walking down the street so fancy free. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're skipping.
It might be Georgie Girl because it's like about like, oh, isn't it cute and cunty? But on the inside, she's like miserable. That's
right.
That's like kind of the Brian Moylan theme song. It's like, it just looks all fun and wonderful, but girl.
Yeah.
Don't catch her alone.
I like the theme song to an 80s sitcom called The Greatest American Hero because my older sisters used to watch that and it would play, Believe It or Not, I'm walking on air.
Yes.
Never
a
thought I
jam.
could feel so free. It's a jam. Jamming on the one. Look up the video on YouTube or it's actually like the guy singing live. It's great.
How have we not brought back The Greatest American Hero?
It'll come back, I bet. Because, these studios, it's all about old IP. Remember he had like blonde, curly hair.
Oh my God.
Like tight curls. He's cute.
It gets me every time. Like, Oh, maybe it's Greatest American Hero related.
Maybe.
But yeah. Ooh.
The episode that I'm working on this week that I think that you'd be very happy about is the making of Do They Know It's Christmas?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Love.
I found a producer.
I will be listening to that.
Yeah.
Of course, here in England, we hear it everywhere.
I'm not mad about that.
No, me neither.
George.
So they do.
Legend.
They do have different Christmas songs here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both like pop ones and like traditional ones.
Okay.
And obviously there's lots of crossover. There's still Mariah Carey. There's still Silent Night, like whatever. But it's funny to me, like how much Christmas is the same, but also how much Christmas is different here.
Yeah.
But girl, they do it up.
Yes.
So I love being in England for Christmas. My favorite. And then January, I'm escaping to Los Angeles again to work on my tan.
I was going to ask you, then what do you do for New Year's?
We're going to be in Japan this year.
Oh, I feel like everyone's going to Japan. Look out, Japan. Everyone's going.
Everyone's going. The yen is in the toilet, and we are going for our cheap trip to Japan.
Okay, good. All right, we'll tell
I'll
everybody.
Let you know how it is.
Please do. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at all social media platforms at Brian J. Moylan, and you can sign up for my newsletter, the Housewives Institute Bulletin, at vulture.com/housewives.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I want to thank my great guest, Brian Moylan, and remind you to make sure a couple things. One, subscribe to this podcast. Please leave a 5-star review. Join the Facebook group Reality Life with KKC. Make sure that you are subscribed to bonus podcast episodes on Apple Podcast and also on Patreon. And the Patreon has a new extra tier of bonus episodes with Mary Payne, and it's called Tell Me Everything, where we share with each other each week a crazy story. So again, you can get bonus episodes on Apple Podcast, and then the other ones you can get on Patreon, patreon.com/KKC. And make sure you are subscribed to my What to Watch list. Every week I tell you what to watch in unscripted TV. That means reality shows and documentaries as well. Go to katecasey.substack.com. And finally, follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at @KKCCA. TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter Threads and Blue Sky at @KKC. Check back tomorrow for an all-new episode.